Positive body image is more than merely how we see ourselves physically. It's how we feel about our physical appearance, and more specifically, the ways in which liking ourselves physically differs from disliking ourselves physically, and how this translates to our relationship with ourselves and the world. So let's start with some basic truths. Genetic inheritance influences our bone structure, body size, shape, and weight. Thus, we are all different. At the same time, the equation for weight control is the same for everyone: the calories we intake versus the calories we burn each day. Yet, if everyone ate the same and did the same amount of exercise for a whole year, we would not all look the same in the end. This has to do with body type and metabolic rate, and the fact that liking one's body or disliking it is not all about weight. People of all shapes and sizes, even some with incredible physiques, suffer from negative body image. So here's a quote I like: "Self-hate is not okay at any size." Let's take a look at some of the things that influence body image. The media is often portrayed as the bad guy in the body image scenario because it propagates cultural images and sells advertising space. Of course, this drives the movie and television industries, as well as industries such as pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, food, and yes, dieting is an industry. In America, more than 80% of us watch television an average of 3 hours each day. Children engage in increasing amounts of media use, fueled by internet access through phones and laptops. 8 to 18-year-olds are engaged with some form of media about 7.5 hours a day. Even animated cartoons and children's videos emphasize the importance of being physically attractive. And it is relative to note that although sexually objectified images of females in advertising are most likely to appear in men's magazines, the second most common source of such images are advertisements in teen magazines directed at adolescent girls. The sexual objectification of men, which is less frowned upon socially and receives far less negative attention, but is nonetheless impactful on influencing body image, is also common in advertising and media portrayal. While this is merely the tip of the iceberg, what we know is that body image is primarily formed during our upbringing and is heavily influenced by media. Of course, there are other factors that affect body image which can occur at any time in life, such as sexual harassment or assault, bullying or body shaming, and any of the many forms of discrimination that occur based on appearance. But what does that really mean on a deeper level? How do body image and the focus on being attractive affect our perception of ourselves and our individual reality? This is the crux of the body image issue. Negative body image is a manifestation of fear. Fear that we will not receive the love and acceptance we need. Fear that we are unworthy of love because of how we look. This fear reaction occurs on a primal, instinctive level, and among the dysfunctions that result is a fundamental disconnection of the mind and body. Allow me to repeat this. Negative body image is a manifestation of fear. Fear that we will not receive the love and acceptance we need. Fear that we are unworthy of love because of how we look. This fear reaction occurs on a primal, instinctive level, and among the dysfunctions that result is a fundamental disconnection of the mind and body. Thought processes, behavior patterns, and lifestyle choices can emerge that reinforce this negative body image. These often include poor eating habits, lack of physical activity, and a general disregard of accepted wisdom on achieving and maintaining good health. The denial of the need to worry about such things is rooted in the disconnection of the mind and body. And one of the most common ways in which we compensate this underlying belief of being unlovable is with food. Eating can be thought of as self-love because it stimulates the pleasure centers of the brain. It makes us feel good, yet this can become a deceptive form of self-abuse and inner conflict, as we realize on a deeper level that we are in fact mistreating ourselves. Physical activity, particularly exercising, serves as an uncomfortable reminder of this dysfunction. Therefore, in order to appease this inner conflict, many adopt an attitude of, I don't like my body anyway, so I don't really care. Let's explore that a little bit with what's known as a mindfulness moment. Wherever you are and however you're situated, just close your eyes and take a deep breath. Match one long inhale with an exhale. Now say to yourself, I don't like my body anyway, so I don't really care. How does that feel inside? And is it really true? And now, with your eyes still closed, take 3 deep, measured breaths, matching the inhales to the exhales. 1 for the mind, 1 for the body, and 1 for the spirit. As you still yourself with each deep, focused breath, think for a moment about the miracle of newborn life in any and all the magnificent and wondrous ways it occurs. Just allow these images to come to you freely and without expectation or judgment. Capture the feeling of it, the emotion in your heart. Now visualize this feeling. Imagine, invite, allow it as pure, positive light energy, and begin to transmit it with every inhale and exhale throughout your body. Now open your eyes. Each of us, like every living thing, emerges into the world with love. It is an essential part of us, a birthright, a fundamental element of being, and a component of the quantum equation of life. Love is the force of creation itself, the connective frequency and energy quotient of the universe. When we deny ourselves love by owning shame based on negative body image, we diffuse this life force. We disconnect not only with ourselves, but with others. And in so doing, we blunt the cosmic energy source that fuels certain drives, ambitions, and conscious awareness. Think for a moment about what happens when service animals and rescued pets are brought in to work with the sick and the aging. Is that not love energy at play there? Now think about the whirlwind of activity that happens when people fall in love, when they travel great distances to see loved ones, when they plan and host elaborate gatherings for friends and family. Indeed, it is love energy that drives these ambitious undertakings, despite the fact that they are often quite physically and emotionally demanding. Thus, it is with life force and the energy of love, love that diffuses fear and invites empathy and self-possession, which is the foundation upon which positive body image resides. Here lives the motivation of physical activity, the preparation and partaking of nutritious food, the sacred acts of caring and nurturing. Some might even ask then, is positive body image a spiritual phenomenon? And while I know how I would answer that question, you must each arrive at your own conclusion. I offer a quote by the 13th century poet Rumi. With love you don't bargain. There the choice is not yours. Love is a mirror. It reflects only your essence if you have the courage to look in its face. Positive body image, like all facets of wellness and holistic health, embodies the whole person. This state of being invites a deeper understanding of all the interests which might serve to prevent this vital connection with health and well-being, and refuses to acquiesce to divisive influences which would play upon fear, vanity, or insecurity rooted in traumas of the past. Positive body image assumes responsibility, accounts for the basic tenets of a healthy lifestyle, and personifies a love energy and life force steadfast in purpose and commitment. Positive body image will help you learn to transcend social stigma, to let go of guilt, shame, and anger around body image, and realize you never again have to own them. Your perspective will shift profoundly, and you will relinquish the futility of bargaining with love.